Hey, and we're live. Hey, Jeremy, just hanging out in the chat. What's going on? We're running a little bit behind, which is pretty much par for the course. Give you a quick recap on last session. We'll sans the notes. We went to the local hardware store, which created somewhat of a kerfuffle as we suggested that potentially they make phone trees to keep people in the night because, literally there's monsters in the town. We got into a great action sequence where we actually chased the Clutie down, plastered it with the truck. It splattered all over the place, but unfortunately it didn't really do very much as it kind of oozed and, kind of got its way back over to the ocean. So we booked a charter with Captain. Let me see if I have this written down here. Old Man Olmstead, who was quite a character. And we're going to take ourselves a little trip around the bay, maybe do a little bit of fishing and see if we can't find out where maybe the Clutie live at. Here's hoping, right? So we'll kick it over to Neil and let's see what the hell happens tonight.
All right. I probably should have opened up my file while you were talking of characters and things. I don't remember if I started recording accents in my notes or not. We'll find out.
He was Nick Nolte, like.
Oh, okay.
Well,
got it. I forgot. I thought at one point I might have done a Nick Nolte, so that.
Basically, it's Neil sans like 15 packs of cigarettes.
Oh, where are my notes? Anyway, while I'm looking for these notes, this episode is not officially brought to you by Big Storm Oats and Hose. Oats and Hose. That's the actual name of it, and it's a pretty delicious beer. Big Storm, good brewery in Florida. If ever around, check them out. I dig them.
But it is officially brought to us by Birds of a Feather Coffee.
That's right. Now offered in multiple locations. That's right. I got a wholesale contract of a biscuit shop that's serving our coffee as their primary coffee. Hey Giant. Nice. Tiny biscuits. It's called Hey Giant. Tiny biscuits or mini biscuits or little biscuits. Maybe it's Hey Giant Little Biscuits. Anyway, it's in Seminole Heights. You guys should go check it out. They're fudging insane if you're ever in the Tampa area. And they caught the murderer, so don't worry. You won't get serial killed.
I saw that. I was so glad after you were on the news and said, I don't care about no serial killer. I went, well, he's first on the list now.
Well, to be fair, we watched it, and this is literally what made it on the news. The biscuit place made it. The woman that owns it and is running it with her partner, had the majority of the talking. But this was made. It was this. I was like this profile. I hand a sample cup to the reporter lady, and then she sips it, and I wait. And then it cuts to another scene. Oh. No talking, and I don't even think they knew. The bags of coffee were in the background if someone really zoomed in. So, anyway, they caught that guy. So there isn't a murderer running around on a rampage anymore. So I'm hoping the neighborhood bounces back. Got to drop off a lot of coffee tomorrow. So that's a pimping out for them. For your holiday gifts, order some Birds coffee. You should order some Legends of Tabletop coffee if you want to do that. It's on the Legends of Tabletop site. They're links. And if you want some of our other stuff, get our other stuff. They're all good. It's all good. It's all great coffee, guys.
Oh my God, you have so much echo. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's not me because I'm wearing headphones and I'm into a microphone.
Me too. I don't know. Who cares? Let's just play some games.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's start the goddamn game.
God, motherfuckers. You know what? I did write Old Man Olmstead, Fisherman Nick Nolte. That was my note.
There you go.
All right. What are you guys doing? You guys are in a boat? You're renting a boat?
So, Yeah, so we went over to check with him. We talked to the nice lady at the bed and breakfast, and I think she gave us his name, and we went over to go talk to him, and we wanted to see what we could see around the bay because these things come out of the water. So the thought was maybe, there's some weird patch of something on the water. Maybe there's like a cave. Who knows? And then he was just like, yeah, we're going to go fishing. Get your fucking ass in the boat. So we were going to spend at least part of the day tooling around in the bay. I guess we're technically fishing, but we're, trying to see what we can turn up.
Okay.
Are we going to try and like poison or something if we found something?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head out on the boat unless there's something else you want to do. By the way, you're on your own foot wing, so.
Oh my God, super choppy.
Yes.
You said we get on the boat.
It's got I think it's Brett, do you have your volume on high? Can you like lower it a tiny bit, see if it fixes it?
Okay, I don't think my volume's any different than normal though.
Oh, really?
See, now it went away.
Yeah, it's normal.
Maybe it was subconscious.
I hate these intermittent things because there's no way to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. You guys are on the boat. You got your tackle ready. You head out to a spot, say, I don't know, there's outside of the little bay area, north a little bit. Is there any particular thing you want to do or ask about? Or are you just fishing?
So can we make notice checks on the way? So I guess, as we're going out, I guess we just try to apply him for information, like subtly, like, I guess first maybe kind of be like, hey, can you, sort of like show us the area, kind of see, what's out here, like, is there any interesting, cool spots in the bay? Is there any like interesting, rock formations or whatever? Like just being like the touristy kind of, hey, what's the cool stuff out here?
Okay.
So have you seen anything strange in terms of just not strange, but like has anything changed out here lately? Because you probably come out here all the time. Is there anything that like, anything out of the ordinary that you've seen lately? Because we heard some gossip back in the bar. I'm just curious if you saw anything different out here than you normally see.
What the hell are you talking about? Seeing something different? There's always something different out here.
So what?
Well, you see any new rocks up any place that there might be more fish, and like any water levels change? Because I know sometimes those fish, if you get rock outcroppings or something, man, it might be a good place to go fishing.
New rocks? Are you goddamn kidding me? I can't pay attention to whether there's fucking rocks. I mean, yeah, if a giant rock came up, yeah, maybe I'd see it. But yeah, there's rocks falling off the cliffs here and stuff all the time. But no, like everything looks the same to me. Same fishing I've always done. But
because hold on. Just because he feels like we're not going to get anything out of this fisherman other than bullshit, Randy just being stupid, and all of a sudden he just starts shouting from the boat, "Here, Clooney! Clooney!" Just because he's bored. Because he hates he's been fishing and he hates it. And he's just like, he just wants to do something different. So he's like, "Hey, Clooney! Just because he feels like doing something else.
Shit, your friend having some kind of a fit?
I don't know, Randy. You all right, man? I mean, what?
Sorry, I hate fishing.
Stick on his
like
tongue.
this.
You don't swallow it.
Okay, old man River. I get it. You've seen. Oh, every part of this place. Oh, great. We just want to, we want to catch something unusual. You know what I'm saying? We want some weird shit. We don't want this everyday stuff. And you know what? Lazy bastard that could find us what we want. Are you that guy?
Look here, you city boy piece of shit, coming out here to my town trying to tell me how I've been fucking fishing this town. Oh, you want to see something scary? All right, I'm gonna take you to see something scary.
God, don't pull your pants down. Just keep it in. You know, it better be scary. It better be the price of admission. I got a $20 in my pocket here that says it's not.
Erin's just amusedly kind of taking this all in. But can I make a notice check as we're going out to see if there's anything weird?
Sure. Also, everyone make a what's it called? I don't even. Do you even have sense trouble anymore? Randy,
Sense trouble? Yes.
do we have sense trouble?
Yes.
Yeah.
I failed my notice.
Okay. You don't notice anything. Randy, I need a sense trouble test from you.
Sense trouble.
I got a 20. Does that count?
Wrong die. You need a D6, Brett.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. How many points did you spend?
He spent a 20. He's got 20 points in sense trouble, and that's it. All right. I'm not going to spend any. I'm just going to go straight out. Just because I'm so bored, I'm probably not paying that much attention.
Oh, you're getting efficient. Are we all rolling sense trouble?
What?
Are we all rolling or just Randy?
Randy.
Okay. Yep. I got a 4.
Okay. You notice him give you a very, evil eye, and you see that he, kind of grins and is getting ready to, just, wildly turn the wheel and try to basically, throw you off into the water. But you grab on to, the railing on the side of the boat as he does it, and don't fall in.
You bastard. Come on.
I'm the captain of this ship, and you're insulting me. Talking like I'm some kind of goddamn lowlife on the shore over there. This is my goddamn kid.
Not a low life. I just feel like you're feeding us a bunch of shit.
What? I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Yeah, a bunch of kids ended up dead. That's where that girl was, that way, up that way. Yeah, someone out down on the south side. That was that older lady. What the fuck do you want? People are getting killed, thrown on the fucking beach.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. We're here to see if we can. I don't know if you know this, but we're working, with the government. We're trying to solve what's going on here. We don't want this shit to go down, so we want to actually prevent it from happening.
All right, well, I didn't know you were the feds or whatever the fuck Mountie bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix of the both. Mix of both. I can't tell you much about it because I hate to say I'd have to kill you. It's not that. It's not as bad as that, but it's close. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I do like you. It's just I just feel like you're you're not. We're not disrespecting you. I feel like you're disrespecting us, and that's why I got all riled up. That's all.
I was not disrespecting you. Anyway, okay. All right. Look, there. I'll take you around. Here we go. He takes you around and kind of starts cruising around the bay, and points out where where all the bodies were found. And some of the local, just the local landmarks as far as the different islands. There's a Captain Jack's Island. There's Duck Island. A little ways across is a city called St. Louis. That's where there's an airport. A couple islands south.
Do you take this boat out at night?
Sometimes you do night fishing, yeah.
Would you be willing if we paid you to come out here tonight?
Yeah, sure, if you want to. I mean, I've already been up most of the day, but if you want me to go take a nap, yeah, I can take you out tonight.
Do you know the order chronologically when these people were killed? Like who was the first one? Like what area? Do you remember?
Let me find out if he knows the order.
Shit, oh man, I read it in the papers, but I didn't pay no attention. Aren't you the feds? I mean, you can look it up or just ask. You can just look it up in the papers or go ask the sheriff.
Because
But I don't know. I think the girl was first. The young girl.
I'm wondering if maybe you could, if we figure that out, would you be able to take us out tonight? Like around that area, like out maybe a mile or so, or however far we think we need to go, kind of just directly opposite that area.
Yeah, you tell me who it is. I mean, I know where they were. You just got to tell me where you're going, which way, and I can get there.
Okay, we might do that.
All right. Well, I mean, are you gonna do any fishing? Or are we just going back?
Well, ask these two fuckers. I don't like fishing.
Randy made his case. He's not too into it. I mean, I was hoping maybe we might be able to, see something while we were out here. But all I see is water. There ain't shit out here.
Yeah, it's water and rocks. Goddamn Canada, Northeast Canada, for Christ's sake. That's why I moved here. I don't like any of that shit getting in the way. It's just me and the fish.
Hey, where are you originally from, if you don't mind me asking?
Wisconsin. But that fucking accent made me sound like a goddamn moron.
Fourth wall.
What? He has an accent that's clearly not from Wisconsin.
Shit. I mean, you haven't.
Aaron, anything out here, man? I'm fine with it. I don't care if we go back or not.
No, I mean, I've been looking as we've been, cruising around. I mean, I don't see any weird patches of water or, anywhere. Are there any weird caves or anything out here? Any kind of unexplored kind of stuff that you're aware of?
Shit. I mean, there's caves. Yeah, sure. There's probably some stuff, but unexplored. I don't know if they're unexplored. I don't know if I know about them.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess that's fair. Yeah. No. I mean, you haven't seen anything since you've been out here in the last couple of weeks with all the murder, the deaths, or whatever.
No, sheriff asked me. Status quo. Pretty much, just come out, do my job, get some fishing done, get out of there. But yeah, I ain't seen nothing different.
I mean, it's up to you guys. If you want to get back.
Are there any buoys out here?
Yeah, there's some ones marking deeper waters. Yeah.
How far out? Can you see the shore from the buoys?
Yeah. Well, from the bay, yeah. They're the ones at the bay, right at the end, that tell you where you're getting into the shallows. Those you can definitely see those. There's some other ones further out. You wouldn't be able to see those from town.
I'm wondering, guys, if maybe this is kind of out there, but what if we put some cameras on the buoys and aimed them at the shore? What do you think?
I don't know, Randy. What do you think the resolution pick up anything? I mean, obviously, if something popped up out here, then guess we'd see that. But you think it can zoom to the shore?
I think we'd be able to do that. Yeah, we just have to be careful with, with the lighting on the water and stuff like that, and the reflection or whatever. But I think we'd be able to get it, no problem.
Fuck. How many GoPros do we have?
Well, hang on. I'm not even talking about necessarily seeing the shore. I'm just saying, like, if we aimed them kind of towards the shore, if we saw anything coming out of the water, it would record it, right?
Presumably, yeah.
So maybe it's worth a shot.
We didn't say that we brought a GoPro with us.
Can we buy some? Maybe there's some.
Oh, you mean at all?
Well, I know. I mean, we have whatever. I think we have 2 left, but we didn't say we brought them on the boat with us.
Oh no! I don't know. I mean, we'd have to go get some and come back.
Yeah. I mean, we could. I mean, if you guys think we'll pick something up.
I mean, I think it's worth a shot. We could come out. We could go get some cameras and then come out like maybe an hour before the sun sets and stuff and set them up tonight. And then we can be out there ourselves at night. And if we see anything, great. But at least we got cameras looking at other areas that we're not in,
Yeah. Erin turns to the old man, says, are you familiar with folklore at all? And it seems like a really weird question.
What do you mean? Just like of the area?
Yeah, well, maybe from so my family's originally from Ireland, and there's this sea spirit or whatever that they call the Clutie. Did you ever hear anything? I mean, you're because you're a Satan, so maybe you kind of know about some of that stuff.
I mean, I haven't heard any of that shit. But the old man that sits in the Seamus, who sits in the pub all night, he's been going on and on about it. And now there's like, old man, you shut your mouth. There ain't no water ghosts running around town. Come on, what is it? This goddamn Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, no, yeah, ghosts, right? I mean, that's crazy. Who would think that? Kind of looks at that Randy over his shoulder, like, yeah.
I mean, I only heard what he said, but yeah, I mean, yeah, something about some water monster and it comes out of the ocean and takes, I don't know, what moans at people's soul or some bullshit that they die when their soul gets sucked out or whatever that does. I don't know. I thought it was just some old man talking about some kind of thing. He just likes to get attention.
Yeah, we were told he was a little on the crazy side when we got here.
Yeah, everyone knows he's batshit crazy.
All right, well, we'll keep that in mind. Yeah, we'll if we could give you a call later, maybe we might be interested in coming back out tonight and just kind of scoping things out, I guess.
All right. Well, if I don't pick up, you just leave a message on my answering machine.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly do that.
All right. I guess you guys head back in. And,
so I guess we're gone for maybe like 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
What?
We spent about 2 hours on the boat, going out, dicking around, and coming back.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna get our cameras, maybe get a bite to eat.
Yeah, where can we get more cameras?
I was thinking we'll get them from Edward. We just drop a note.
Drop a note. Yeah.
Is that instantaneous though?
It's not instantaneous, but it's
Like a few hours.
I don't know if we've ever. So we established that the transfer of the postcards is relatively quickly. I think when we were in the airport, I think we had timed it to like 20 minutes or something like that. But we don't have a standard. Like we know when we drop it in X amount of time, they're gonna see it.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, it's relatively fast turnaround in general, but yeah, you don't technically know like what's the fastest response time possible. Yeah, I mean, and
it's got to be within a few hours, though. You would think.
I'm not sure you guys have ever like been like every 30 seconds opened a thing to see when it's gone and when
that's the
kind of.
I think it was more like a weird feeling or something we got as we were standing by the box or something.
It also matters like when theoretically you would think. Also, it depends on when whoever on the other side checks it. So it may not be. If two people were literally standing at two mailboxes, theoretically, you're not sure. Maybe you could literally put it in and it's instantly gone and instantly, and back as soon as the other person writes something. You don't know. You've never tried that. But it is fast, so it could be delayed because it just takes time, or it could be because no one checked their magic mailbox or card until 20 minutes,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's worth a shot. I think it'll just be a few hours.
Yeah, I think we could safely assume that.
Although I wasn't sure if you ever got equipment that way.
We got the guns that
we got money.
Yeah, we got guns.
Did we get money too?
Through the mail? Or did it drop off?
They dropped it, I guess. They dropped the guns, I guess. The money came through the box.
I'm just thinking established that you could send equipment that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess technically they dropped the guns.
Yeah, but if they sent physical cash, you could send some cameras, right?
You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, we can try it. I mean, if we don't do it tonight, then we can do it tomorrow night. Like, it doesn't,
So I hope we're actually having this conversation like in real life. I really hope that the mailbox just like grows and like it turns from a small mailbox to a big one, and then all of a sudden we have a bunch of cameras in it.
They're small cameras. They're small cameras.
No, I want them to be big fucking like 80s cameras, 90s cameras. I want them to be huge. I want them to be high tech, and I want the mailbox to grow. I want it to grow.
Well, I think that would give things away, though, wouldn't it? I mean, so like this is as we're walking from the dock back to the bed and breakfast to get something to eat. Like, I don't think it would work like that, Randy. Like, then people would see it. Like the thing would get like really weird, and people would be like, "Oh my god, what the fuck just happened?"
So people see weird shit all the time, and then nobody believes them. So who cares?
Well, that's true.
Oh, that's Sasquatch, aliens. Fuck, we're dealing with aliens that everybody thinks is not real. So
you know what it is. People...
If we saw this this weird fucking thing that turned into water that soaks up into the lake or whatever, I think people would be okay with seeing a mailbox grow twice the size. I think that wouldn't be as bad.
I think what happens is their rational mind pushes it out of the way, right? So they see it and they're like, wow, that's really fucked up. And then their rational mind is like, you didn't see that. And then they go get their Starbucks and then they just forget all about it because they don't want to see it. Yeah? That's what I'm thinking.
That's right. That's right.
Did we talk about this thing, not to change the subject, but did we talk about freezing this thing somehow? Like throwing
we talked about trying to lure it into the refrigerated truck, right?
Yeah.
We were going to use Randy as a decoy. I think that's what the plan was.
Yeah, and I was wondering too, just off the top of my head, what if we froze it like fire extinguishers, they don't have anything like some super cold fire extinguisher or something, do they? Like
Well, it's like CO2, right? Unless you get one of those chemical ones, and I don't know what the fuck that is.
because I can't remember if those are cold, like if they would freeze some. I mean, there's always dry ice. I mean, I wonder if we could like throw a whole shitload of dry ice on it or something.
I don't know. Oh, what about
would
like
that freeze water, or would that
nitrogen?
just,
Does anyone have any science thing at all?
I have computer science. Does that help you?
No, it does
No,
not.
I don't have
I go to the library.
I could look it up on the internet.
Yeah, if you
I
had
can
computer
Mr. Wizard this shit.
to go do, yeah, I guess you could Google it and use computer use.
Ah, ha, ha. See?
You don't have to spend.
Oh, it's a 7.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I rolled a 6.
All right. Yes, theoretically, CO2 fire extinguishers are cold and could theoretically freeze water, same as dry ice, but the temperature at which dry ice exists and pressurized CO2, it would take a very long exposure to freeze the water, if it ever would at all, compared to something like liquid nitrogen or a liquid gas of even lower molecular weight. The lower the molecular weight, most likely the more pressure you would need and the colder the temperature it would be to be in a liquid state. The liquid nitrogen is probably the most available. In which
We
case,
should ask Edward if he's a liquid nitrogen cannon.
Dude,
Yeah.
it'd be like the fucking Blob. Remember in the 50s, the Blob? And they went in the
yeah,
fucking
the
theater
Blob.
to use the fire extinguishers and shit?
Oh,
Mhm.
hated the Blob. Fuck that guy.
Fuck yeah. But I don't. Did it
That's
work
what
in the
I'm
movie?
talking
I don't think so. I think in the movie, didn't the Blob kill everybody? I can't remember.
Yeah, the Blob still fucking won. But
Oh, shit. All right. Well, see, that's a bad idea then.
I mean, theoretically, looking at the periodic table, liquid helium would be ridiculously cold, you would assume. Because the only thing, liquid nitrogen's probably, it looks like the coldest, other than helium or hydrogen, but hydrogen turns, liquid hydrogen, I don't even know if you can make that. I think you can make liquid helium. I don't know what the temperature would be on that, though.
Shit, man. I don't know. Well,
Oh, yeah, it's
so
much colder, by the way, than liquid nitrogen's like negative 180. Liquid helium is negative 269.
wow.
It's
Because,
fucking
like,
cold.
if we froze
That
it,
is
though,
cold.
if we froze it, we'd have to make sure we didn't break it. You know what I'm saying?
I think that
because then it fucking go everywhere.
was the Terminator situation where you freeze it and it breaks into chunks and then it.
Mhm.
I'm saying, yeah, we couldn't break it. We'd have to somehow get it in the, and it'd be so cold we couldn't even touch it.
We get
Yeah.
big gloves, right? You got to get like big fucking. I mean, shit. We're in Canada. We just buy gloves, right? You buy 2 pairs of gloves and put both pairs of gloves on, and we can like push it around like a big block of ice. Because it would be like
Okay,
a fucking
so-
ice monster.
So we ask Edward if we can get liquid helium, hazmat suits, a transportation. I mean, this seems like a lot of work.
Well,
Let's
look,
ask him
I
to
mean-
mail us a refrigerated truck.
Yeah. Well, so I remember. I mean, last night didn't we talk about maybe trying to lure it into the truck? Because we have a refrigerated truck that we brought up here. So if we could somehow get it into the truck, but the problem was that one of us has got to get in the fucking trailer, right? And we don't want that at all. But what Randy turned in this thing was, if you didn't look at it in the eyes, then maybe it can't do anything, right? Because it would like suck you in if you looked at it. That's the problem. Because then people are like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" And then you turn around and it's with his fucking eyes, and then you're dead, or whatever.
Yeah, but
But-
we don't know. Like it could touch you and you'd still be dead. Like once someone's in that truck, you ain't getting out. It's not like you're gonna run past the thing.
Shit, did they have like vents in the roof? Like I never looked at the fucking trailer before. Did they have can we go out the top, like lure it in and then go out the top?
That would be pretty risky.
Aaron, that will be your job. You can lure it into the truck and then get out the top.
Jesus.
I mean, I know it was late last night, but well, maybe, right? Like this is all theoretical. I mean, we're just trying to figure. You know what?
What do you mean?
Get something.
It's theoretical. You mean none of this stuff is truth? None of this is stuff that we know?
Well, I mean,
You're a fucking genius.
But
what
like,
we have you around.
Who's going to get in the truck is what I'm saying. Like we don't have to commit to anything right now. We're in the information gathering phase of this operation.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
mean, maybe.
I think that we need. And didn't we talk about having some kind of like mirrored? I don't know. Like we had like mirrored sunglasses or some crazy thing like that. Like we were going to pull some kind of like Medusa shit on it where it sees itself and.
Yeah, we got like a 2x4 mirror. We told the guy at the hardware store or whatever we were putting it in your truck.
Oh, that's right. Did we actually buy that? I guess we did, right?
Yes, we bought a bunch of stuff because we had a murder kit, and then the cops showed up because
oh yeah,
we were all fucking weird at the thing, and then they busted in on Randy at the bed and breakfast.
So we didn't even use the mirror yet. We didn't even try it, I guess, did we?
So we smashed it last night. You got up super early. I got up. We went out while Randy was sleeping. We went to the store first, and then as we
got the stuff after. Okay.
They woke up Randy, who was perplexed, and then we went from there over to the dock. So it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I mean, this has all happened within a couple hours.
So we have the mirrors and we have the duct tape, so we could like. Okay, so we're all set with the mirrors, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: 2 of us could come at it with mirrors. The third guy goes behind it with the liquid nitrogen and fucking freezes the shit.
I mean, assuming that he could get us liquid nitrogen. I mean, what the fuck would we even put it in?
Huh. It comes in tanks like CO2 does, but those are usually like either giant 50-pound tanks, but you could probably get, I mean, they make doers that are like, right? That are like that big and has some.
Yeah. Dude, I just want to put it in fucking super sober.
But you'd have to specially build that because the pressure is absurd on liquid nitrogen, even in Canadian temperatures, would be pressurized to the point of blowing up a super soaker. It would not hold pressure. The doers, I mean, can hold it, and it's fine at atmospheric pressure. Like if you, I mean, I've used liquid nitrogen. You can like literally have it, and it boils off, but not super fast. It's just the amount to freeze like a human-sized being would be like a pretty big amount. So you'd probably need to use like
2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, you'd likely need like so there's like a liquid nitrogen ice cream place in town that like has a, Jesus Christ, I don't know, it's like a 50-gallon, like literally as tall as a person, like arms width around of liquid nitrogen that services the whole thing for weeks at a time. I mean, they weigh a fuck ton. On a truck, maybe feasibly maneuver. Well, they're not maneuver. Like you can. Well, no, they do make. That's not true. They do make carts like 4-wheel dollies for them, so you can wheel them around. Really. But it's like a fucking 500-pound giant container that you can literally open a hose that just fucking sprays out liquid nitrogen. That exists. It's just,
but it's not like a hose. It has like a ceramic or whatever thing on the end, so it sprays nitrogen. I don't know that I really want to get into all this, but it sprays nitrogen out. So it's not like you're opening up like a fire hose and soaking it down. It kind of dribbles out.
Yeah, and it has to be like there, like it has to be like right in front of you. Yeah, it doesn't spray liquid nitrogen. It just oozes it.
Yeah, I don't. As player, I know this is not a good play.
I mean, other than, aside from the whole Terminator, you have a literal,
Yeah.
trailer truck, a literal like Mack truck size fucking container of liquid nitrogen. You shoot in the middle and it all literally dumps out from a giant pressurized hole in the middle that then freezes T2, or the T1000. T2000, T2, what was it? T1000, T100 is the normal. T1000, I think, was the shapeshifter. Anyone got me here?
I think that's what it is, but I'm not sure.
Well, then, so that probably isn't a good idea. Hey, what about, okay. All we need to do is somehow cover it with some kind of watertight container. We don't have to freeze it. We just have to get it in a container somehow that it can't leak out of. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess theoretically. I mean, I thought that's what the truck was a good plan, because if we can get it in and seal it, well, I guess it's not technically sealed.
We could like have some kind of a, like, think about it. If you had some kind of a tarp, and I'm just, we could figure it out specifically, but if you could just get it in something like a watertight net of some kind, you know what I mean?
But doesn't a net technically have holes in it to make it a net?
But something similar to that, something that was watertight, like a giant thing of Saran wrap or something, like something like akin to that,
like a tarp, or
Well,
Gore-Tex.
the tarp, we need it to be something that was pretty tight, because the thing's going to just, as soon as we find what.
I said something sturdy.
Yeah, because as soon as we do that, it's going to collapse into a big puddle of water and try and, get out of there. So it's got to be something that's like for example, we have a pit or something, right? And it falls into the pit, but then there's something there that immediately, wraps around it and is watertight. Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, we could dig a big pit in the sand and then make it a trap, but we'd have to have something that actually like fell into and would be watertight. I just don't know if we can get something like that.
Yeah, because I don't know if it'll ooze out, right? I mean, we have to be completely sealed up.
Yeah.
Well, do you think we could dispel it? Like, if it's a spirit, I guess like a regular ghost, right? Because like there's aliens and shit, and fucking monsters with no eyes and fucking plates on their faces. So I mean, obviously ghosts, then we have to give credence to that as well, right? Like, everything is on the table. So do you think there's some? Well, I don't think salt. Like, salt is the thing, right? I mean, that would be the normal protection thing, but like, it's in salt water, because I don't think salt would work then. But you think there's some, like, I don't know, ritual or something we could use to like send it back into the fucking water and not come back?
Well, yeah, but how are we going to figure that out?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we could fucking do some research, I guess. I mean, you guys know anything about the occult? Like, we could go grab some books, but I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, we could ask the old guy again. Maybe he knows. I mean, he's from the old country. Maybe he's got some like fucking old wives' tale thing that would, we can use to crack this nut. Maybe he knows. Maybe we offer the thing a pint. I don't know. They're fucking, sailors and shit.
I guess we could research it.
And I believe
we get like a gigantic.
Can you remind me? You did send Edward like, "Hey, this is what we found. This is what it's called."
Yeah.
You get any more information? Is that right?
Randy did some research. He found out that they were the souls of drowned sailors. We were not supposed to look in their eyes. Either ignore them, or they've essentially, towns had been abandoned because of the problem. At least in folklore.
Gotcha.
And they basically said they wouldn't come if nobody was around to pay attention to them.
Like they wanted to sort of spy on the living, I guess, maybe because they missed living themselves. Yeah,
that's pretty much, without further research, that's what he would have kind of got you. Yeah.
All right. I mean, well, so we can see what else other research we can turn up, maybe, or we can go.
What paper towel is the most absorbent?
Bounty.
Well, Bounty. If
we're not sponsored by Bounty, though, so whoever sponsors this podcast first, edit it back in, John.
I love how we keep giving like everybody free press.
Well, here's what I'm saying. Okay, it's whatever. It's the most absorbent paper towel is. John, you edit in whoever gave us the most money.
Well, I'm just kidding. We can't paper towel it up.
I mean, if we had a truckload, maybe, I don't know, but I mean, again, if it kind of oozes away Terminator style, then it's got to be an instantaneous sort of thing, or a dispelling, I guess. I
think either the ritual or like the freezing is a good idea, but like it has to be super cold, and we have to find a way to get it the fuck out of people's eyesight once we do it.
Yeah. Well, you want to try to do some more research? I mean, I can go over and talk to the old guy and see. I mean, shit, I can answer his door.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to want to talk.
In the meantime, we should order up these cameras.
Yeah, definitely. Because we have time to spare, so we might as well ask for the stuff that we want and see what we get.
All right, cool. So I assume we finish this conversation like in front of the bed and breakfast, so as not to arouse any suspicion once we go inside. Like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
So if we decide to send out this postcard or whatever, how is this gonna be delivered?
I don't remember where they dropped the guns. So I mean, I guess whatever convenient place would be for the organization to drop stuff. I mean, it could come as a package to the front door. It might be somewhere else. It might be behind a boulder. I mean, we don't know till we do it.
Yeah. But like, where are we going to drop it off, though? That's my question, not to you, more to Neil. Like, do we drop it off at the front desk, or
any mailbox? There's a mailbox on the front of the house, the bed and breakfast. For some reason, any mailbox, whether it's a official postal service mailbox, you could go to the post. There is a post office. You go to the post office, but if you put it inside the house's mailbox, for some reason that also works. To your understanding.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that. So for some reason, like, even though we talked about it and it's not player knowledge, character knowledge or whatever, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to write up everything. We're going to kind of talk about what we wanted. I'm going to put it in the mailbox. And I'm going to do one of those and then open it up and see if there's
Okay. How long are you waiting?
Minutes. That's
2 minutes. In 2 minutes, you open it up, your postcard is gone. There's nothing there yet.
Guys, look at this shit. It's not there anymore.
Yes, and you were standing there the whole time.
Well, we know we get them right away then. That they get them, like almost immediately. So that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe, before we take off again, if we decide to go get something or go talk to the old man, maybe we check this on the way out.
But I think they get the mail out of the bottom, though, right? I mean, is this like a regular mailbox?
No. This is like the house's mailbox, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want it to be out front as like a little mailbox or on like attached to the house, whatever one, doesn't matter. It's that type of mailbox. It's like a house mailbox.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the cameras are kind of small. I mean, they might be in there.
Cool. So do we want to? Yeah. Well, do we want to see if we can go back in and grab a bite before we head out again, or?
Yeah. Let's see if Mrs. Garrison's got any lunch going. I don't know. Do they do lunch? I mean, normally they do breakfast and dinner. Well, let's go in and check.
Is Mrs. Garrison Mrs. Doubtfire? Or am I don't remember her accent. Oh, I got to note these things, guys.
It wasn't crazy. It was like normal.
Hello again, boys. How are you? You're out exploring the town. Still here?
Yeah, we're getting stuff done for work and just kind of taking things in. We took a boat ride out on the bay, which was interesting, I guess you could say.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, you see all the sights.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, being from Ohio, we don't get to see the ocean too much, so yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, it must be pretty exciting. Yes. Did you go with? You didn't go with that. You didn't go with. No. Yeah. I'm sorry.
He's I mean, crusty exterior. I'm sure he's a sweetheart.
You would know he's the same age as me, and he's quite more crotchety.
Well, a lifetime on the sea, I guess it'll do that to you.
That and all of that smoking he does.
Well,
I told him when we were kids, that's not good for you, but he said, I'm 10 and I'm a man and I'm going to smoke these pipes until the day I die. And something tells me that's never going to happen. He just keeps going, too stubborn to die.
Yeah, I know a couple of people like that. Did you are you open for lunch? Is there anything going on, or should we head over to the pub? I don't want to put you out. I don't want to inconvenience.
I didn't know what your plans were. I hadn't made anything, but if you'd like, I could whip something up. I have plenty of things for at least, if nothing else, sandwiches. I could make some soup with it. Anything else? I mean, if you want something special, it wouldn't. I can't make a roast or anything, but I could certainly put together some, a fairly good lunch if you'd like. The diner is a fine choice too. It's really up to you, gentlemen. I'm happy to oblige.
I mean, if it's not too much trouble, I mean, we can, Randy can run up and grab his computer. I mean, we have some time.
Yes, I'd
love to have some sandwiches.
Oh, of course. I'll tell you what. I'll do you one better. I have some fresh bread baked. I'll make some sandwiches. Turkey, roast beef. Those are the choices that I have. But I'll also make you some fresh homemade chips with salt and vinegar, malt vinegar, just like my grandma used to make.
That sounds fantastic.
Wow.
You boys, you spoil me. Most people would just say, oh yeah, whatever. But I appreciate that you like the finer things. I'll tell you this, it's not, they're easy to make, but hard to perfect.
I would imagine that's true. Sound just like, remind me of my mom.
Oh, dear. That's the sweetest thing. You know what, boys? You go do what you do. I'll be back. Give me half an hour and I'll have quite the spread.
Thank you. We'll meet you. We'll meet you in the night.
She, saunters off, and you hear some cupboards opening, refrigerator opening, closing, and pans slapping around some.
As they're walking up the steps, he says to Randy, he's like, "That's the nicest old lady."
I know she is. She cooks food for us at like a drop of a hat. I mean, you can't get anywhere in that.
Oh, that's awesome. We're for a big tip. You know what? We're gonna tell Edward that we need some money, and we're gonna leave for a big fucking tip underneath the pillow.
There you go.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, doesn't your mom make homemade chips?
Oh yeah, she makes just about everything. This lady is a woman after my own heart. She just like her, like yelly.
She reminds you very much of your mom, but slightly less complainy. To you, she's slightly less critical of you.
All right. So I figure we have lunch about 1:30. So you want to bring the laptop down? I forget. Did she have Wi-Fi at the
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you want to grab the laptop? We'll see what we can find, and we'll have lunch, and then maybe see if we can roust old Seamus at his house. I mean, unless you find the magic thing, then maybe we don't have to go over. But I mean, we could at least bring him the information that you found, and see if maybe he can, give us a, some kind of hint or something.
Wait,
anything at this point.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I guess as far as research, what are you like? What obviously it'd be computer use, as the to determine it, but like what sources would you be looking at? So like, are you like, if just like a general Google search probably wouldn't pull up anything super obscure, even if you have the name of the thing. So like, how are you going about it? What are you trying? Who are you pulling as resources, or what resources might you be trying to find? That sort of thing.
How about Middle Ages Irish, like monastery kind of people, like St. Patrick kind of people, like who wrote verses and things like that. Like ancient Irish.
So you could look at, for instance, like I'm sure. Let's assume with a high enough computer use roll, you would have access potentially to something like the Dublin, historical libraries, scanned, old documents from predate, like medieval, like that shit's locked away in a vault. You're not allowed to touch it, but you can see the scanned versions. That's the thing potentially.
We want to see like illuminated manuscripts from like Celtic,
Yeah, we can do that. The other avenue we could pursue would be like an occult studies sort of thing. Whether or not that's dark web or something else to like, how do you dispel a ghost? How, what's the best ritual to use against a water spirit? Like, see if we can sort of go down that route.
Yeah, because we've done that before. We've found a long time ago we found that kind of that rabbit hole of the dark web and was kind of looking some stuff up. So maybe we could kind of try that.
Yeah, and I guess I'll give you the other thing to think about is, are you looking for sources posted? So like, oh, we have this manuscript, we have this old Celtic ritual poem, pagan ritual thing, or whatever, or are you going to try to search, say, the dark web, or or Reddit itself, or do you want to look for like the dark web version of Reddit or 4chan for like magic users, which typically get seen as dumb bullshit, but now that you know that ghosts and monsters exist, perhaps they're not such dumb shit. Maybe it's people that just people don't believe. So you could look for either information in and of itself that you may use. Maybe you want to try to find a user or a person at the source. That's your call, but I think I want to give you the option of thinking about which one you want to kind of, not that you couldn't do both potentially, but
right,
that is an option, is kind of the chat room message group route versus archived information type thing.
Well,
we should just call in Bob Schott from Adventures Beyond.
Well, No, I don't know.
Okay, too obscure. Never mind.
Well, so let me ask you this: do we have access through the organization to some archive or documentation that would be specifically through them?
You have not been granted access to anything of that sort.
Okay, I mean we haven't asked either.
Correct.
Okay. That he makes a mental note. He says to Randy, this would probably be easier if they just open up their fucking. They've got to have some kind of archive, right? Like we're not the only ones waiting for them. Like they've got to have a fucking database on monsters and shit. The fuck aren't we looking in there? Sons of bitches.
I know. Well, plus, yeah. Well, it's all hearsay stuff. It's like, oh, go out and find whatever you can do, and then like we're here begging everything, sending postcards here, this way and that way for different shit. It's like, geez, come on, throw us a bone every once in a while.
Yeah. We'll have to talk
Edward and his mystery company.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the least they could do is grant us access to the database, right? At least.
I mean, to be fair, this is like what, mission 3?
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
Mission 1, that was by accident. Mission 2, there you go. So mission 3, you're working your way up.
Right.
It's not like they give access to the CIA agent rookies like who killed Kennedy.
All right. That's fair.
But I'm not saying you wouldn't get access to some information if you requested it. But I would, yes. The note is you have not requested it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a side note. Request information.
Yes, or access or whatever. Yeah. You haven't done that.
Well, so what do you think, Randy? Like weird fucking dark room fucking web chat shit? I mean, we found stuff on there.
We gotta go. We gotta go deep. Otherwise, we're gonna find some stupid poem that we can't decipher. That like we'll have to call like 50 different people to ask. So we might as well just try to go as deep as we can and try to find someone that has. I'm sure with what's going on here, we could probably see if we can link into somebody that's even talked about it around here, and maybe we could find them.
Yeah, I mean that's possible. I mean, yeah. So do you want to do that? I'm going to shoot him another postcard, and ask him if they have any specific information pertaining to the Clutie. Like we told them what we found, so let me ask specifically if they have something that they could either send us documents or like a web address or see if they've even heard of this before.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Cool. All right, let me run up. I'm gonna go grab another postcard, and then we'll shoot that over, and hopefully you can find something on the dark web.
Yeah, and see if the cameras are there.
Oh yeah, shit, fuck yeah! Before we forget again. Yeah. Well, I'll grab the ones out of the room too.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant, but no, you meant go outside. I'll do that too. Because I have to put the postcard in the box. I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's been a long week. I understand.
In order, you take the postcard down, and you're requesting information on the Clutie.
On the Clutie specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Which I thought you already did for anyway. In the mailbox is a postcard. And you reach it, you open it up. There's a postcard there, and it says, "Equipment request." Or equipment requisition approved. Unfortunately, cannot transmit via this method. If priority, check yes, and there's like a yes/no box. Next plane tomorrow morning. So there is an airport next to the town, small one, right, for like Cessnas, that type of thing. So it would essentially be like they can't send. You don't know what the limits are. You have not asked, but in this case, they cannot send cameras through it. but they will, if you check yes and send it, they will, Edward will, or whoever is reading this, will send you the cameras. It will be there tomorrow morning at the airport.
So Randy didn't, or Erin didn't bring a pen out, so he puts the new postcard in, takes the old the puts that in the box, grabs the other postcard, goes in. He's like, "Hey, so we got a postcard back, and it's fucking check yes or no. So like, if it's an emergency, it is. We check yes, and then we can have the stuff tomorrow morning, afternoonish." I put it in the mailbox, so I don't know. I mean, I guess that's good, right? I mean, we could just stake out the beach tonight. I guess maybe with the mirrors. Well, look, give me a pen. He grabs a pen. He checks yes.
Wait. So we're not getting the cameras?
Well, so they couldn't. I guess it doesn't transmit. Maybe it only transmits paper, right? Because money's anyway. So it's going to come tomorrow, but it's going to come through the airport, so it'll be delivered here tomorrow. So we won't have them tonight.
Nah. Okay.
Well, I mean, we're doing what we can, right? So I'll check yes. I'll put this back in the box, and then we'll get them tomorrow.
All right. Well, I guess it doesn't make sense to go back out with Captain Salty Nuts then tonight.
No. I don't want to do that. Not if we don't have to.
Yeah, maybe we can give them a rain check for tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, I'll call him and tell him we don't need him tonight. So he goes back out. He checks yes. He puts the postcard in the mailbox.
When you get the postcard in the mailbox, the postcard you set is gone. So
okay, cool. So that goes back in. He goes, all right, the other card's gone. So well, I guess after lunch we'll check it and see. It seems like things are moving pretty quick.
Okay, so then what's the plan for tonight then?
Or what additional research are you doing? You didn't do any we'll
see where Randy turns up.
Like is Randy researching? Are you waiting to see what Edward sends back?
I assume Randy was researching as I was doing the postcard.
Because we can't waste time to see if everything was going to go down. So I might as well try to do what I can.
Okay. What static sources, an active user type thing?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What?
Are you looking for kind of information that's static out there? Like I thought you said you were going for like an active person user group, bulletin board, whatever, deep web type thing. Not like archives of really ancient texts and stuff.
No, because I feel like that hasn't helped us that much in the past. So I'd rather do the deep dive instead.
Okay. I will say in this case, so what is your computer use skill number? Because that's technically old skill. That's like you buy, whether you get the clue or you get a better clue by spending. So
yeah, I think it's like 4. I don't have my sheet in front of me, of course, but I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. So yes, if you can contact somebody for no spend, if you spend, actually, I kind of like this better. No spend, you'll contact someone. Their usefulness is questionable. Not questionable, like it may or may not be like, it's not going to be the most information. If you spend a point, you'll gain information. That's a useful resource. If you want to gamble and roll it using either spending your points or not at a 4 or above that you need to roll with your points spent or not, if you roll, you get like an extremely helpful resource. I like this. I like this better. So like 0 is
Okay,
like,
so spend 1
like
and then try to get 4 better is what you're saying.
It's like 0. If you don't spend, you'll get some information. If you spend, you'll get good information. If you want to gamble and roll, you could get terrible information, or you could get a very, very good resource.
So if I'm gambling, that means I have to not spend and roll a 4 or better. That's what you're saying.
No. You can spend still. But you're not, if you spend 1 point, you'll get like, it's like average, better. If average is 0, average information, spend nothing,
Yep.
roll nothing. Spend a point and lose that point until you regain points, which is like every session or every whatever. That's like good or better, right? That's going to be better information. You can spend as much as you want. You have 4. If you spent 4 and you have no more computer use to spend until you refresh, you would automatically succeed and you would get best information, right?
Okay.
Or you could spend 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and roll and add those to it to see. As long as you get a 4 or better, you get best. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd spend
Just
at
because.
least 2.
Well, just because I'm like, he for some reason is just on a high of wanting to get shit done and kind of sick of just milling around and waiting for shit to happen. He's gonna dig as deep as he's ever done before. So much that when he is done, he's gonna eat the shit out of some sandwiches. So he's gonna spend 4, and I'm gonna get the most information.
Okay, you don't even have to roll. You
All right,
spent 4, and you are in a fucking like Hacker's Matrix verse. Built
like Aaron puts his hand in front of my face and like nothing is happening. I'm just typing away on the keyboard,
you are like
clicking away.
You are fucking going through like person after you're like this person, you're like this reference, and you're like decoding shit to get through other firewalls that allow you to get to this user group, and then that user group somehow you gained their fucking trust, and they're like, oh yeah, so you end up with in a deep web forum for, as far as you can tell, like actual witches. Why am I blanking on that word? Wiccan. Yeah. Like the super, like, not just like I do some Wiccan stuff. Like this is like the real shit, Wiccan shit, like true ritual stuff, craziness, knowledge sort of thing. And you end up connecting with, just make a note so that I know that it's what it is.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that and figuring that out, I'm gonna kind of go through what I was doing. So basically, I'm typing everything out and stuff like that. I pretend that I actually have this hat on. I take it off. I like wipe the sweat off. I like take out a 5-hour energy. I'm just really going at it and stuff like that. It looks inspired, but also looks gross because I'm just sweating profusely. So,
does Randy sweat when he eats?
Yes. Randy sweats every minute of his life, pretty much. Even in the coldness of Canada.
I want to say, while he's doing his thing, Miss Garrison comes in, she puts the food down. Randy doesn't even notice. He's like completely in the fucking zone. Jack and Erin are just like munching away on fucking chips and drinking like fresh lemonade. And Randy's just like tap, 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 tap.
I'd like to see him get on a Kenneth Grant, fucking OTO, Total Mauve Zone, fucking like summoning Cthulhu and shit, kind of like user group. That'd be fucking cool.
All right, so shit, where did my thing go? Where did my okay? The person you connect with is Lady Branwynn. And from what it seems like, she's a like super user, moderator, administrator of this particular Wiccan deep web site. She in the text, it's sort of a message board, but fairly real time. Has said you seek knowledge from myself and my sisters. What is it you seek? I respect your diligence in finding us.
Okay. Basically starts typing out, we have happened upon the legendary Clutie, and we don't know if you're familiar, but we've come in contact with and almost slain this beast, but we want to know how to truly vanquish it. Do you have any information that would be for us, and is there anything I can do in return?
You get a vanquished, like smiley face. I know of the creature of which you speak. It is dangerous, but could be benign. It is curiosity, which dooms those who look upon it. I assume if you have contacted me, you know at least this much, and perhaps are looking for more? Question mark.
I don't know what else to respond with.
Well, tell it because you're talking to us, right? So we can.
You're there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You read it.
So just tell her. Just don't use this flowery bullshit language. Just tell her what happened. Tell her the thing fucking broke up into a million watery. Trying to fucking see if there's a way to like get the spirit out of the water so it doesn't come back.
Yeah, I think she knows that. I don't know how to ask her, like, how can you help us,
Well, she asked if we wanted more information, right? So tell her yes. Tell her we want to try to get rid of the creature, and what can they tell us that can help us to do that, right? I mean, if these people are fucking legit, then they have to have something, and she knows what it is, so she knows it's a water spirit. So
yeah. So I do that. I say yes. There's so many innocent people that are dying, and we need help.
Okay. There's a little bit of a delay, and you get back. The easiest way to save those in danger is to abandon the town or community. The Clutie only are interested in observing life and experiencing that which those who have not yet passed the ambiguity that those who haven't passed still have ahead of them. That's the easiest way, is to simply make sure there's no one living in proximity for them to observe. They will then disappear. However, it's unknown whether that will get rid of them forever if people do return. there are perhaps other ways that are more dangerous. I hesitate to mention those.
And
oh my god, dude! Just ask.
I know. I'm going to. I'm just going to be like, we need to know those ways, because we can't abandon a whole. We can't get all these people to abandon a whole town. So what? I'll put it in all caps. Whatever it takes.
Dude, I'll just send her a dick pic at this point. Like, you know.
Yes, I'm sure that'll work, Bandana Hammer. Sure, she would love that.
Well, ask her if she's into pro wrestling. You know.
Is it the bandana hammer or the banana hammock that he's sending her? Pew, 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 pew.
This guy's in comedy. All right. So what does she respond with?
She responds with it doesn't take like 3 hours, but it takes like a longer time. She was responding, nearly in real time. In this case, not real time. However, she does respond with, there is a ritual that I have not observed to succeed in banishing these creatures. I have not experienced one myself. However, our godmother of this coven had confronted such a creature, and in her telling banished it. Not without great sacrifice, but banished all the same to the safety of her community. I am willing to share this ritual with you, but I must request that you agree to take upon yourself the responsibility and dangers that casting such a ritual may bring upon yourselves and the community itself.
Oh, what the fuck does that mean?
I think we just gotta get the fucking engine.
The thing is, like, if this thing is already killing of people, so how much worse can it really get? I mean,
how about Zool and
well, I'm sure eventually we'll see that, so we have to figure out how to beat that up.
Vince Clortho shit.
Well, but I mean, if she tells us, right, we don't necessarily have to do it, but I mean, at least it's something else that we can pull from, right? I mean,
well, ask her what the sacrifice was that this coven bitch did. Yeah.
Well, I mean, definitely ask. Yeah. Ask what the sacrifice could be.
Yeah.
No, ask what this.
No.
Ask what their dear leader sacrificed.
All right. Yeah. All right. Do that.
All right. I do.
She returns back. Our godmother sacrificed her betrothed in order to save the rest of her village. However, it was his choice to do so. He took upon himself the responsibility of saving the community and has ever since been celebrated as a hero to his community, and at least as far as our lore suggests, is rewarded upon his next incarnation.
Sacrifice himself. That's what I'm going to ask next. How did he sacrifice himself? Did he kill himself? Did he offer himself up to the Clutie? How did it happen?
Because Randy's sitting here thinking he knows it's going to be Randy that's going to be fucking sacrificed. So
As
No.
as part of the ritual, a mortal must sacrifice their life force and their experience to the Clutie to satisfy its urges, in which case it will this particular spirit will be satisfied and move on. As well, the one who sacrifices themselves will, although they cannot access the experiences from this lifetime, are rewarded generously by the godmother in their next life for their sacrifice.
all right, and so
That makes sense.
So Jax at this point, like, all right, fuck this fairy fucking godmother bullshit. Like, we're not doing this suicide solution nonsense. You know, this is stupid. We're not sacrificing somebody so someone else can fucking live. This bullshit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't. I mean, fuck. I certainly don't want to do it, and I don't want to see any of you guys do it. But I mean, it makes sense, right? In a magical, weird, fucked up, whatever, like that makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not saying we should do it. That's not what I'm saying. But at least I understand it. I mean, we'll have to compare this with what Edward sends us. But I mean, again, maybe we have her send us the ritual. Again, it's something we have in our back pocket. I mean, we just have to talk to Seamus. I mean, we can see what he has to say about it.
I bet you Seamus will sacrifice his dumbass.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe he knows about that. Maybe he knows that story, right? I mean, maybe this is something that he would know about. I mean, I know we're way dark in the fucking deep web, but I mean, he's from there. I don't know. I mean, it could be like you were saying earlier, in one of those fucking old manuscripts or something, where this story is in there. Nobody believed it.
And just let me clarify, as a outside of what was said specifically, the general concept is the person who sacrifices themselves essentially loses this lifetime. In the perspective of this particular person, they believe in some sort of reincarnation, in that in this case you sacrifice all that you have learned and accumulated through this lifetime, but you gain additional, say, karma points, right? By sacrificing yourself, you give up this life's experience to the Clutie to banish it. It is satisfied and moves on as it has lived its life in that case. And then you are then reincarnated into an even better position than if you had lived your current life. The problem is, right, you have to have the faith that you believe that exists or even happens. In this case, her coven believes that. And that her godmother has believed that that is the right thing to do and convinced her husband or her fiance, whatever, to do as such. So that's the overall concept of the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
So
I mean, Aaron, like, everything's on the table.
Listen,
right?
guys.
I mean, based on the things that we've seen, there's nothing that's off the table anymore. And again, he's not saying that this is a good idea or one of us should roll the fucking dice and see, do we die or, kind of get struck dumb and come back as something else or whatever. But
I just want to remind you fuckers that we blew up a fucking lane with a goddamn hand grenade. Okay? So we shouldn't be afraid to come up with some wacky fucking solution for this either. Because you can get this ritual, having some fucking crazy old man slit his own throat just to, and we find out that this is a goddamn cult and the goddamn thing doesn't even work. And we got this old dead guy. We're just going to kill himself, So you can get the ritual, but I'm not comfortable doing it.
Well, I mean, maybe it's one of those things, like, even if we get it, we don't use it, maybe we give it to Edward. Like, maybe they can, maybe it's useful for them to have, like, they accumulate all this information, right? Like, it's certainly, I don't know. I feel like we should.
You can get it. You can get the thing. I don't think, it's not my vote that we do it.
What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, I agree with Jack. I think we should have that information, but I don't know. I think right now, we're too green to even attempt to try to, I mean, even as a last resort, I feel like this is a terrible idea.
Okay, so you want to just bail on this fucking conversation then? Or,
no, I think we should still get it. I think we should still get it, but again, I think, like you said, I think it's good to have that to give to Edward, because then if this happens elsewhere, then hopefully people have, just an idea of what people have done to, get rid of the Clutie.
All right. Shit, is there anything else we should ask? I mean, I feel like, even though we're doing this shit, I feel like we're way out of our element here.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. So he sacrificed himself, whatever that means. It went away. Is there? I mean, you can ask her about the mirrors, right? Like, what happens if it sees itself? I mean, maybe she has something she could say about that. I don't know.
I don't know.
You can ask her.
I mean, it's not going to hurt to ask, right?
I suppose. All right. Well, I'll ask. I'll just ask her. I'll be like, have you heard of, because, its stare is, haunting and really, gets in your soul or whatever. Is there a way to turn it on itself, like, like the Legend of Medusa?
She responds back, I respect your research. I have never come across a soul who has been able to ascertain as much light or has ascertained as much detail of the darkness without being shown the way from a guiding light. But no, I am not aware of any way to reverse the gaze of the creature. A mirror will do nothing if you then are gazing upon its eye. Ignoring it will, of course, nullify any effects. However, if you could convince an entire community to simply ignore the wailing creature walking amongst the streets nightly, then more power to you. It's never been done, to my knowledge. The only way has been to create adverse circumstances to drive the community away outside of the ritual I have told you of.
Okay. So basically I just kind of let that pass, and I'll just be like, it seems like, probably our only option is this ritual. So if it's okay with you and your godmother, we would like that information.
She sends back, I will provide you with the ritual upon one request that, yeah, no. In the future, my coven may have needs which which you may be able to satisfy, in parentheses, kind of like not sacrificial, haha. However, your resourcefulness has been recognized and valued. I'm happy to provide you with the incantations, but I would request that in the future, should our coven be in need of any additional resources or help with, let us say, adversarial entities, that you would be willing to help, at least with information, if not your own participation.
Okay. I put you have my word. I just want to end it just because I think we've kind of hit where we need to hit, and I know that I'm getting a lot out of her and her coven or whatever, so I'll just say yeah.
Essentially scan PDFs of extremely elaborate rituals in English, but yes, like incantations that are in Gaelic, as well as instructions upon essentially, you know, what am I thinking of? I want to think like when you draw a pentagram on the ground or whatever to summon a demon, like, but not that, like mystical runes and incantations, as well as preparations for you to essentially the ritual as you can decipher from a search rather easily. Well, not that easily because no one really speaks Gaelic, but really has a Google Translate. I'm not even sure has Gaelic as an option. But for Randy, you don't need to spend anything. Essentially, to satisfy the urge of the Clutie is essentially what the ritual is for. And so you have essentially everything you need to lay out, and the runes you need to draw, as well as how the sacrifice is made, the incantations that need to be spoken. You have all of that information. And she says, if I need to get a hold of you in the future, I'll do so, and I assume you provide her some way of contacting you. That you check regularly.
I'm sure she'll be able to find me. So I
give her a phony number.
Well, do we have like our own like weird fucking node or some shit that we can?
You could have a blank. You could have an email address you check. You could check this website's message board. I mean, you could just say you're checking it. I'm just saying at some point maybe this shows up as a commitment you've made.
Can you just like bookmark the site since you have like a username and shit that we could potentially just go back and check it then? That we're not having to provide anything.
Because of what's going on, and I hope Neil's okay with it. I think it'd probably be good to have like an encrypted email through that website or whatever.
Sure, yeah. Like there is a messaging client through it that you could it would give you notifications and such.
Yep, exactly. So that's what I'll do.
Okay, cool. How long did all of this take?
Several hours.
Oh, so this is like well after lunch. So are we still sitting in the dining room, or did you like switch to your phone at some point? I guess you probably couldn't, right? If you
could switch to your laptop in a room, you could say like I'm going back to my room with my laptop. You don't have to sit there the whole time.
But we're not. But what I'm saying is we're not going anywhere else then.
No. It takes a couple hours to get through all this.
Okay. So it's probably like close to dinner time now.
Yep. Have you moved? Did you stay there, or did you go Did you go back to the room? Did you go wherever? Just a question. It has not that big of an implication.
Yeah. I would say we go like back to my room or something like that and kind of hang out so then the guys can be comfortable while I'm, talking to them and stuff like that. And we're not just sitting in the dining room, just, comfortable and whatever. But now that we're done, I'm like, now what do we do?
Erin looks at his watch. He's like, oh, it's almost time for dinner.
Yeah, no kidding.
You should go back to that bar.
Yeah, maybe we could. You want to go talk to Seamus and see? I mean, just to
might
ask
as well
him
hit
more
every angle.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess shit. Well, we'll stop talking to Ms. Garrison and see if we got any mail. And if she says no, then we'll go and we'll just check the box on the way out. Then.
She said, I did check the mail. I don't know who had the address, but here's the letter for you.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, work knew where we were staying. Like, they made all the arrangements and all. Yeah, no, thank you. That's cool. We're gonna head down to the pub. We don't want to put you out any more than we already have today. Lunch was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, you boys are the sweetest. Tell old Seamus that I said hi, and hopefully, oh shit, it's Hamish. Well, ooh. Anyway, I made a note that I didn't recognize. Tell him I said hi, and enjoy yourselves. Don't have too many drinks.
No, we won't. We won't. Is it actually Hamish?
Hamish, yeah, I'm dumb.
Oh, I'm gonna have to change that.
Yeah, it's Hamish. I'm dumb.
That's okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize I'm dumb. Can't read.
No, that's okay. It sounds really close.
Anyway, okay. So you guys are. The note. The note says. So you were going to send the ritual, but you didn't get it before you sent the note.
No. This note was for information specifically about like we told Edward in a previous postcard, hey, this is what we found. It's a Clutie, blah, blah, blah. And then while Randy was doing his research initially, Erin sent another postcard and said, hey, what can you tell us about this? Like, we're doing research, but do you guys know anything about this specifically or have any useful information?
Sure. Yeah. The information you get back. Edward says, excellent job identifying the creature. Unfortunately, we haven't found any additional information in our archives outside of what you have found. The best case scenario is finding a way to evacuate the town. If you are able to create a, quote, emergency, unquote, that requires evacuation and environmental remediation, we will be able to mitigate any further
Zombies.
consequences.
We tell everybody there's zombies coming.
To need to evacuate the town, that's the best case scenario, and they will then evacuate the town, help mitigate everything, and seal it off so that no one else gets hurt. That's their solution.
This fucking guy, like, it's always the biggest thing in the world. Oh, fucking get me pictures of the alien. Oh, evacuate a fucking town that we could seal off. I just fucking son of a bitch. I mean, fuck. I mean, like, there's a gas leak and everybody leaves for 2 days, or like,
evacuate a town or have someone kill themselves.
well, we don't know if it's kill themselves. Like, that's ambiguous.
It's not ambiguous. The ritual once sent clearly says the Clutie kills somebody in order to absorb their life, experience, energy. So the question is, the town itself could remain, and you simply, according to your information,
Yeah.
ritual, someone will sacrifice their life, literally die for the ritual, for the Clutie to be satisfied and move on to whatever realm it moves on to, or to another town. You don't know. They don't know. Or you find a way to make an emergency in the town that everyone has to evacuate, and then everyone evacuates, and the thing gets bored because there's no life to fuck around with. That's Edward's solution, is make some sort of emergency that everyone has to leave, and then we'll help you clean it up, and we'll sequester everything, and that thing won't have anyone to prey on.
So like, out of character, the big question is, like, how long of a period do we need to evacuate people for before that thing gets bored? Like, to come back one night and it's like, oh, nobody's here. Shit, I'll come back tomorrow. And then 2 nights, and then it's like, I don't know. Well, maybe everybody took a trip, and then it comes back a third. Like, is it 2 days, a week, a month? Like, so we don't, with the postcard one-way conversation. Like, it's like, what the fuck? We're like at that point at the moment.
Even based on your information you got from Hamish and whatnot, the answer is it could be forever. Could be no one can ever live in whatever vicinity, which you don't know, forever. So
it's complete evacuation is what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's basically, like scorched earth. No one lives here anymore. Because, well, they don't know. There is no record that you have searched for, at least, of people evacuating and coming back at a point which is safe. The only information you've gathered is if everyone leaves, the creature will leave. And then you have the banished.
We're forgetting option number 3, which is freezing the shit out of it.
Which, to be fair, no witch and no folklore would have until God knows when, unless someone saw a Clutie within the last 30 years, no one would have a freeze it with liquid nitrogen and put it in a fucking tank solution. That's never been tried. That isn't a thing. No one's ever done it. It didn't exist back in the day. So Brett is Jack is correct. No one has tried that. So there are 3 options, 2 of which are known to work, quote, known, unquote. The other of which has never been really possible, at least as far as the literature and folklore you have researched. So you're left with, essentially, I would say, 3 very good options to deal with this. And now one of them, I don't think you've worked out the details, but the other 2, you've pretty much been given some sort of detail.
Look, if the freezing doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll try the other option.
Yeah, I almost think that would be easier than trying to evacuate an entire town. I mean, like, why can't they just fucking issue some declaration that they found fucking uranium or some shit and everybody's got to fucking leave, right? Like, how the hell are we going to do that?
Yep. So let's get to freezing. So how are we going to do it?
Shit, I don't know. So we need something that's like watertight, and we need a shitload of nitrogen if we can get it. I don't know if we can get it. I mean, they use that shit like in the like dermatologist office, right? Isn't that like freeze off warts and shit? They use nitrogen.
Yeah,
They also have literally like liquid nitrogen delivered. Like cell culture facilities have like a pound, like 50-gallon containers of liquid nitrogen to keep cells frozen over the course of months. So you can easily get liquid nitrogen. By the way, I did Google this while we were doing this. Is 10 cents per liter, while liquid helium is $5 per liter. So liquid nitrogen is very cheap. 10 cents per liter is not bad, and you could get a fuck ton of it if you needed it relatively easily. It's not uncommon. Let's just say it's not so uncommon that you would not be able to of all the things you're requisitioning, sometimes I feel like combat weapons would be harder to get than large amounts of liquid nitrogen. Let's put it that way.
Now, is that something that they could provide, or is this something that we would have to like try to set up an order? Like, go to the phone book and dial, liquid nitrogen delivery.
I'm sure if you asked Edward for what you wanted, you could probably acquire that very easily.
Okay.
Based on what you know, based on what you've gotten.
That's not the weirdest thing.
ATF regulated class 3 firearms is way harder to get. Like automatic submachine guns, like MP5s or whatever the fuck you took into for the alien, way harder to get than fucking liquid nitrogen canisters. So you could get as almost more liquid nitrogen you could ever want. Easier.
Okay, so
literally a 9mm submachine gun that fires automatic rate. You can do it. If you want it,
so
the question is, what are you doing and how are you doing it?
We need to figure out some kind of we got to figure out a delivery system.
Well, so, I mean, if we think that Edward can provide the nitrogen, right, in whatever quantities we may need it in, like you're saying, delivery is the crux of the issue. But maybe that he can also provide that watertight container to get the thing into. But then, like, where do we put it, right? Could we just, like, bury it on the beach and then have one of us, like, wait on the beach for the thing to come in and hopefully it falls in the pit?
Well, I think that would work. But how would we get it out of there?
Oh, yeah. And it would only stay cold for so long, right? Like, the nitrogen is going to boil off.
Only if it's in an unsealed. If it's in a sealed container, it's fine. It's as long as it's under pressure, it's fine forever. Until
maybe we have it fall into that pit, and we seal it, and we cover it that no one ever sees it.
Oh shit! We just fucking leave it there.
Yeah, fucking
like shelter
Area
in
51
place, right?
Kind of shit.
Well, but the beach, right?
Someone will find that shit eventually.
Well, yeah, we won't be around. It won't matter. It'll be like 1,000 years from now.
1,000 years. I mean, maybe, and it's very remote Canada. No one's really doing much there. I don't want to get into my whole "it follows" and someone on the internet fucked me over. I was like, I had the same exact solution to the movie "It Follows," but you're essentially talking about the "It Follows" solution that beats all "It Follows" solutions. If you've seen that movie, if you haven't, then good luck, because that's basically the solution to this whole thing. I'm not saying that as a GM. I'm saying that as if I were a player, I'd be like, this is how you solve this. But it's very much like "It Follows."
I have not seen it. But what is the beach?
You suck. It's not the best. I'm not saying you suck. It's okay. It was overrated.
Well, if the beach is rocky, then it's not an option. If it's a sandy beach, then theoretically we could spend a whole day digging a fucking hole. But
Yeah, but it's a beach. Someone's gonna dig the goddamn thing up eventually.
Yeah. That would be the problem.
I think the answer is freezing it and then somehow trying to get it into the refrigerated truck and bringing it back to the headquarters.
I mean,
But we have
there's
to.
Can I get I don't know. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Can I get a, like, what's the problem? There's no, like, stats in this versus, it's all abilities. God, there's nothing. Like, I want stats.
idea roll. There's no.
Sometimes just there's no, like, idea, or there's no, like, intelligence. It's, like, all just based on, like, skills. Here,
I mean,
I'll give you a preparedness.
a roll or a spend. I can spend the shit out of preparedness.
Roll.
All right.
But you can spend what you want if you want.
I'm down to 4. I'll spend 1.
I got a 4.
I got a 7. No, I'm sorry. I got a 6. No, I rolled a 5. I spent 2. What did I spend? 1. I got 6. God damn.
Jesus. It all happened in the span of like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
What did
Jack's
it do? Huh?
like,
What?
wait a minute. And Erin's like, wait a minute! It's not impossible if you wanted. You could ask for a watertight insert whatever you want. Do you want, if you wanted, say, let's say a watertight trailer for a semi trailer. I don't know why. A cargo container, right? A watertight cargo container that you then bury. What I'm saying is it's probably not unlikely and or impossible for you to have that installed if you requested it, if you have a good reason for it, and then what you're going to do with it. In the same way that Jack may say, I've had airtight, temperature-controlled truck bed, like truck trailers. And so if we want, it shouldn't be, again, getting automatic weapons is probably harder than getting a semi-trailer that has been fucking rhino lined to be watertight, like the infomercial says, that you then, whatever you do with, do you want a cooling system on it? Do you want to dump liquid nitrogen in it? Do you want to bury it? And then whatever you want to do, that's all the question. It's how you're going to do that and whether that works out. But that theoretically is all possible and not unacceptably difficult. It's just, what's the plan? How do you do it? And it's, what equipment would you need to do it? You don't have to dig with shovels. If you said, I want a fucking tractor trailer, I want a trailer that's fucking watertight, buried, vertically into the fucking ground, and we're going to lure that thing into it, that's fine. The question is, do you succeed in luring it, right?
Yeah.
Game-wise, and do you have a way of whatever, once it gets in there, to do something with it, or do you just leave it there, in which case there are concerns of whether someone digs it up? Then the question is, like, that's the question, right? You can request likely resources to do that sort of thing, as long as it's not like in the middle of town, because people are, what the fuck is going on, right? But see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to like get you guys. I try to balance between good ideas and like not just being like, I want a fucking neutrino bomb to destroy everything, right? So like Edward doesn't always do that, but if you said like, we need to do this on the outskirts of town, it's not impossible to get done.
All right.
Okay, then I want to have a human size, like a canister, like a big round, canister that we can lure the thing into. That's watertight, that we can dump nitrogen into, and then we get a helicopter to come, and we hook up a fucking chain to the helicopter, and it fucking lifts it right out of there and fucking flies it to the headquarters. What do you think?
I mean, I think they could probably set it up. I mean, I don't think nitrogen lasts forever. Like that like, so that's the crux of the thing, right? Like, out of character, yes, it's stable relatively under pressure, but if we just like fucking screw a lid down, it's not going to last like forever. It's slowly going to evaporate and leak out. I mean, it's not a.
Well, no, we put it so that we put it so that it's tight.
I mean, we could theoretically, if we could get it and transport it in enough time, then they can just keep it on ice, right? Like a fucking, like a cell or some shit. I mean, they could.
Yeah. Well, if we get like something like that hermetically seals, then technically it probably should stay sealed until they get it to where they're at, and then you know what?
That's their problem.
If it gets to where it gets to Edward, fuck what happens after that.
Dude, it's like the fucking Transformers.
Oh, hey, do this. Oh, hey, do that. Hey, it's your problem now.
Right? But it's like fucking Megatron and shit, right? They keep them fucking cold with the thing, so we get it in the tube, and then we take it, and then they just keep it on ice like Megatron.
Yeah.
Come on, Randy, Megatron.
Well, yeah, duh, obviously. But, just hopefully this thing is not like Megatron and always comes back, so.
Well, fuck, that would be bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And
hopefully, this Clutie character doesn't end up being our arch villain, and we always see it.
But that makes Jack Optimus Prime, right? Because he's got the fucking truck. How fucking cool is that? Jack, you're Optimus Prime.
It's goddamn right I am.
Yeah. When we're done with this mission, we should get his van painted exactly like Optimus Prime.
Fuck yeah. That would be awesome. And we gotta get the symbol. We gotta get Edward to like make us a symbol or some shit, and we'll fucking right on the hood.
Oh no, we get the metal shit that attaches right to the front of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, so we need something big enough that the thing's gonna fall into it. And we need a pretty goddamn foolproof plan to get him into it.
All right. Well, we're only okay at planning. I mean, we plan the shit out of stuff, but then something always goes fucking wrong. So,
well, I think we figured out with all of this, it's still above us. It's still like there's just anything that can happen. But I mean, just like life, you just can't fucking plan out shit and just hey, it worked fine. It's life, man. Life fucking sucks and it throws shit in your way. But you know what? You got to fucking battle. You got to kick its ass. You got to get your ass kicked. And you know what? Hopefully it'll come out good. We've survived this far,
Hell yeah. Erin goes in for the high five.
And it's like a straight mess. It's amazing. It's like you can hear the wind. It's so amazingly bad.
All right, we got to go get something to eat. Do we want to talk to Seamus? And we'll requisition. I mean, if you think of fucking helicopter, I guess they could probably do it. But like, if it comes up out of the water, like, how close is out of character? How close is town to the edge of the water?
Like,
it's right there, right?
Yeah, like 10 yards. Like, it's close. The water is like water, little bit of sand, town.
Yeah. So we would have to lure it. Okay, so back here. So, I don't think we could do it on the beach, right? Because if, either we bring in equipment or we dig a fucking hole, everybody's going to see it. So if we can lure it through town on the other side, right, we could requisition like a fucking backhoe And if we could dig as big a hole as we want, at that point, it doesn't make any difference, right? I mean, then we could just have trucks come in, you know? I mean, at that point, it doesn't really matter, right?
Even with trucks, you'd have to get it back out of the ground.
But I'm saying we would have equipment to be able to do that, but we don't want to do it
You'd have a winch.
down.
Yeah, you could have a winch or something, that could do it.
I mean, you may be in charge of explaining what's happening, but if you have what you're asking for buried in the ground, the physical problem isn't the problem. You may have to explain what's happening to the townspeople or not. You could just say, fuck off. I don't know. But that's not a huge problem. Just so you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could like situate it like off
kind of government resource. Like, you're kind of dealing with a government where if you had to evacuate the town, they would find a way to work with someone that would justify why you had to.
Yeah.
Whether you want to do that or not.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like super big. I mean, the other thing is, I mean, we could still try to lure it into if we got a watertight container, right? Like a fucking like one of those little half semi, fucking trailer things. I mean, we could still try to lead it in there and then fucking dump nitrogen in it, right? I mean, if it's sealed, and then one of us got to pop out the top, and we don't have to dig a hole. We don't have to fuck do anything. We don't have to leave town. We just lead it up to the fucking truck and be done with it. Just don't look.
Yeah, but is it gonna follow anybody in there? Yeah.
Well, it wants to see what people are doing, right? I mean, it was looking in the bar or wandering by the bar, and then it followed us when it hurt us. And we got out okay. I mean, we just didn't look at it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, sure, why not? We can do that.
I mean, it's better than sacrificing somebody, right? It may be easier than digging a hole.
Yeah, we can try it.
I mean, if they don't get that shit here until like tomorrow, I don't know what we're doing tonight. I mean, I don't think running over with a truck again is going to help.
Yeah, we can do that.
You know what? I think we should just fuck it. We should just go talk to Hamus and fucking get some beers. Let's fucking unwind, man. We're so wound up and trying to figure out shit. Like, my brain hurts. I need a burger and some beer.
Yeah, I'm definitely good with that.
Yeah, okay.
Are you on board, man? I mean, you seem like you're this mission's really got you kind of off a little bit.
No, I'm good. I just I just want to freeze some shit, man. I'm disappointed that we keep having to wait overnight and everything to do things that we want to do.
Yeah, I know it is frustrating. Like, I wish we could just fucking just destroy shit, but just think of it like playing a video game. It's like when you start out, it sucks because you fucking suck. And you can't, like, say you're playing a fantasy game, like you got an axe and you're like barely like original or the original Dragon Warrior for NES. You can barely kill green and red slime. It's like, it's terrible, but then eventually you're fighting this big baddie and stuff like that. It takes time. It fucking sucks. I hate it. Like, I want to be the badass, but I'm not.
Yeah. I think this is a real growth journey for Randy, because he seems to be toughening up.
You know what? I'm actually thinking, like, you know what? As much as I hate the fucking cannon idea, you know what? I really want to fucking just use the cannon. I mean, it just sounds like a great plan. I'm sick of this bullshit just coming at me and I having to encrypt shit and, like, piece everything together. I'm sick of this supernatural Jenga. I just want to fucking just destroy something.
It's too bad we couldn't use the cannon with liquid nitrogen. How badass would that be?
Oh my god, that would be so awesome. I just would be afraid that we'd blow ourselves up. That's the only thing. I mean, I've seen too many movies where shit goes wrong.
Well, maybe
It probably would be the world's
clues.
first. Was that?
I said maybe we'd
What
make
were you
a
saying, Jack? Sorry.
if you blow that thing up, like if it's fucking T2, but like maybe it doesn't come back together, and then there's like 1,000 Cluties.
It's true. That is true. That is a very good. Boy, I don't know what to do. This is frustrating. That's that thing that sucks about fighting these supernatural beings, because it's like there's no like easy solution, you know.
Well, I think we give it a shot with the deep freeze. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know.
I mean, what else we got to do? I mean, this other shit ain't gonna work, so we might as well just try this. Let's go unwind, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all trial and error, right? I mean, this is a whole new fucking universe now that we know there's monsters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know, I wonder if we get like really plastered, the room is spinning and like you see double vision and stuff like that. I wonder if we got really drunk and then fought the Clutie. I wonder if we stared in its eyes, it wouldn't be able to suck us in because we wouldn't be able to stare at it long enough.
I don't want to really put that to the test, Randy.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just so spent. I just want beers. That's all I have on my mind.
All right. Yeah. I mean, don't overdo it, though, because I mean, if you do, and then we're like, hey, don't look at it, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, and it like fucking sucks your soul out while we're standing there, that'd be really bad.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's. Hey, how about this? How about we make a pact that nothing is happening tonight? We're just gonna go out. We're gonna have a fucking good time. It's all about the ghost facers and fuck everything else.
Well, yeah, but the thing's gonna come out tonight.
Might not be by us, you know. Maybe we just ignore it, you know.
But what I mean,
like they said, if we ignore it, it won't be around.
Yeah, but it's going to kill somebody else.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're responsible for that, then, right? I mean, in some kind of way.
Yeah. Why do we have to be responsible? Okay, fine.
I mean, I like fucking weird protector spirit and shit with the fucking Indian thing. Like, maybe that would be really bad if we don't do something.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want your prophecy to not come true, so.
Well, but I don't want them getting pissed off at me either. I mean, I don't know prophecy, but I mean, like, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and then you guys are throwing in, like, it could be bad for everybody. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? There's so much about this stuff we don't know about.
Well, here, okay. How about this? At least we got rid of it the last time by blowing it into a million pieces. Oh, man, we didn't get a. We should have gotten a bow and arrow or something. We didn't get a bow and arrow, did we?
No, I got a knife though.
Yeah. We should have gotten a bow and arrow and some sort of. I don't know. We need some way to just blow it up again tonight.
Just like pop it, right?
With like we did with the truck, you know?
Yeah, maybe we just have to break the surface tension.
Because
just pop it like a balloon.
Then at least tonight it's not going to kill anybody, you know?
Yeah. Well, if anything, we can make our own Molotov cocktails or something.
I don't know.
Do we have any like giant rubber bands or something? Or
yep, I always have giant rubber bands in my pocket.
Yeah, you guys constantly carry 34-inch rubber bands. No.
Yeah. Can I roll preparedness to be like MacGyver and just have that shit in my pockets?
You can if that's what you want. The problem is that what you want? Because you might want to roll that for something else.
No, I'm not really. There's a lot of things that Randy would roll for preparedness. I don't think rubber bands would be one of them, unfortunately.
I mean, you can find, I don't know what else you would look at to like stop it, but yeah, like, I mean, you did just hit it with a semi, so that's pretty easy. It's not like it damaged your semi. You could try that potentially.
Yeah, there you go. Let's use the semi as we use Optimus Prime as our weapon.
There must be an easier way, though. Like,
An easier way than driving a truck? Come on, Jack. Driving a truck is very easy. Well, at least for you. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, but we almost did kill one of you guys, right?
Yeah, it was kind of close.
You know,
we all almost kind of died in some way. It's fine.
It's neither here nor there.
That's right. Just another day for the ghost faces, right?
Yeah.
We
All right,
laugh at danger. Ha 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 ha.
Let's go get something to eat. Fuck all this. Let's just go get something to eat.
Yep, for sure. And drink.
Yeah, and drink. So we head into the pub, and I'll look see if Hamish is there.
Yep, always by the fireplace.
Okay. So he's like, do we want to just go sit with him again and then order some food and then go over?
Yeah, let's order some food and then we'll go over there and then we'll tell them what we're doing.
All right, yeah. Fuck it, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I guess we walk up to the bar and order, beers and burgers.
Sure. Yeah.
I get I want two pitchers of Guinness.
I thought, we're going to share that, right? I mean, what do we say outside? We're not going to get drunk.
But then why drink?
Yeah, I come up and I change yours. I say, listen, we'll take one pitcher of Guinness. That's it.
How many?
And I say, yep, that sounds good. One pitcher. Give me another pitcher, and I'll just take it over.
How many glasses do you want?
4.
Yeah.
He stacks 4 glasses. He puts a pitcher, and he looks at Randy for a second. Like, he looks at him like, "Do you want that second?"
He slips him a 20 and is like, later.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He takes it, and he's like, he asks if you want any food. Do you want any food?
Oh yeah, definitely. Burgers, cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah, pub burgers. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds good.
Fries, everybody. Fries, onion rings.
Yeah.
You're Americans, probably the onion rings.
No,
but
fries.
Fries and onion rings. And then put a couple of fries and onion rings on my burger. I'll pay extra. I don't care.
I'm just gonna write that down. I'm just gonna write it down as a lot of. I'm just gonna write extra. You want the poutine though with the fries? Do you want the poutine?
Oh, yes, I definitely want the poutine with the fries. Come on.
You want the poutine on the burger?
Yeah.
He's scribbling furiously, like, "Oh my god." He's like, "All right, poutine pub burger with fries, onion rings, with also fries, onion rings with poutine, plus a pitcher of Guinness." Later.
Nice.
Randy is giddy.
He's like, "All right," and he's gonna. So, what do you do after that?
We go and pull up seats next to Hamish.
All right. So he gives you the pitcher before you go to meet Hamish. You have the 4 glasses. Hamish is like, "Oh, it's my best friends. What do you have to say?"
We've got a story to tell you.
Wait, I'm the one who tells the stories.
Oh, I think you want to hear this one.
All right. Well, Hamish as long as I'm allowed to retell it, let's hear it. Let's see what you got, because you were asking about some you're asking some obscure thoughts, items, some folklore that I haven't heard since I was a child. So let's hear what you got to say. maybe it's something interesting then.
Well, what would you say if I told you that we not only saw the Clutie last night, but we hit it with Jack's truck?
I'd say you're lying to me, you wee bastard. You're a bunch of liars and cheats trying to trick Hamish into believing you a bunch of bullshit that you're trying to sell me. That you hit a fucking Clutie with a truck. That's never happened. No one's done that. You didn't hit a Clutie with a truck.
He leans forward a little bit in the chair and he looks him right in the eye and he says, "I swear on my mother's life."
Do you have any social skills to be able to do that?
I have intimidation. I don't think it's gonna work.
No. Take your intimidation unless you do something intimidating. Reassurance. Yeah, I'll take reassurance. You can either roll it if you want, or you can just spend a point.
I'll spend it. I'll spend it. Because I figure because of like the clannish nature or whatever, like from the old country, like for me to swear on my mother, he would know that there was no way that I'd be fucking around because that would be.
He gets so his face goes from like, kind of like the old guy who's kind of like telling yarns, spinning yarns, doing his thing, and he gets like deadly serious. You're telling me you saw the Clutie?
We saw it last night. After we left, you went home, and we started walking back over to Mrs. Garrison's. Oh, she said hi, by the way. Not to derail the conversation, but
we don't. We're like this. She's a great lass, but we never really worked out, at least as kids, and I don't think we're gonna work out as but she is a very fine lass, even for an older lady.
She's a very nice woman.
She's in the cooking. Have you had her? Had her
still good.
Oh my god, I kind of don't want to. I kind of don't want to lead on that she and I might be able to be a thing, because I think I'd gain. I think I'd just be a fat slob because she cooks so well. But no, this is it. Yeah. No. You're telling me you saw and interacted with.
Well, so we were going back.
You hit Clutie with your truck.
We did. So we were going back. We heard the woo the thing and whatever.
Yes, the moan. You've heard it. You've heard it then.
Yeah. So it was.
Everyone says I'm a crazy.
Come on.
Everyone, look. Everyone says I'm a crazy man for saying this. I hear the moan, but I hear it every night from my house.
Well, so it was gonna jump some guy. It was gonna jump the bartender or the owner. He was leaving.
Oh no! Oh, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Well, we yelled for him to like go back in, and he ran in, and the thing turned around with those eyes. Is fucking crazy.
Oh, the eyes. Did you see the eyes? Did you look at them?
Well,
you didn't look at him, did you?
You didn't look. I mean, like for a second, you could see he was like, woo, and then it started to follow us because it hurt us. And then we ran out towards the store, and Jack jumped in a truck and fucking he hit it. But it was like, have you ever seen the Terminator? I know this is a weird question, but he hit it, and it was like the Terminator.
What's the Terminator?
All right, don't worry about it. Okay, so he hit it, and it splattered, but then all the water like congealed back together, and then like
what's a congealed?
So it like sucked itself back together. So like it splattered all over.
That's what I hear. You can't get rid of a Clutie. You can't just. That's what I was saying. You got to get out. You can't just hit. You just got to get rid. You just ignore it. Just pretend it doesn't. It needs the life. It needs the life. And then you hit it, and then it's just gonna come back.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
But Jack's got a really good idea.
Who? Oh, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
well,
Jack, what? Okay, you're a big fellow. You're not just gonna punch it, are you? You're just gonna suck that thing in the face because that's not gonna work. I mean, you're pretty big, but that's not gonna work.
we're going to freeze it, build container so that it's frozen solid,
What?
and we're going to truck it back to our headquarters.
Wait a minute. You're going to freeze it how?
Liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen? What is this? What are you talking about? You can't get rid of it that way. At this point, we just have to. You have to convince everyone that to just ignore it. Just forget that it exists. Go to sleep at night.
You can't convince people to do that.
Why not? You've convinced me that you've seen it, but why can't you convince people not to see it?
Because you've seen it yourself. There's a lot. It's about the hardest thing in the world to convince people. Convinced of it's impossible. We're not going to try to do it. We're going to try and get rid of it for real.
You're going. Wait a minute.
Out.
Freeze this thing and take it to where? I don't even think that's a good idea.
It's gonna be gone. It won't be in town anymore, and it won't come back. That's right.
I mean, look, I didn't. Look, I'm an old man, and I don't have. Look, I'm just here. I'm doing. I love this village. I love this community, and although people dismiss me as some kind of kook, I'll sacrifice myself. I've heard from my grandma that a sacrifice is required, and I'll do it. I'm old. I have nothing. What else am I going to do? I sit here by the fire, and most of these people ignore me unless it's new folks like you, and we don't get many new folks, so I'll do it if I need to. There is a way to get rid of it. There's a way to get rid of it, and I've been told there's a way to do it. But
we know all about that, but we feel that it's wrong, and we're not going to do it. We're going to freeze the shit out of it.
You don't know. How have you heard of this? This is ancient magics. This is magics from my people.
Well, but how do you know about it? I mean, we're from the same place, kind of. I mean, I was born here and all, but I mean, I never even heard of Clutie before. How would you know about the magic and all this sort of stuff?
Born here, I was born in the old country, and it doesn't always seep into the new country as fast as the old country. So in the old country, I heard everything from my grandmother and from my parents. We were told all of the legends, and I didn't think they would follow, but now they do. I don't know what happened, but they're following faster, and I'm willing to stop this in order to save the town. I love this town. When I moved here, I've been here for years and years, but I've never heard of such. I don't know. I don't even know what this liquid nitrogen is. I mean, I know what I heard. I've heard the word, but I don't know if this.
Have you heard?
The only way I know for it to work is to give the Clutie a soul. And that soul is rewarded, and I'm willing to do that.
Well, we're from the new school, and we're trying something new. Have you heard the legend of Tabletop?
I've not heard of this. What's this legend?
Well, never mind. But no, we're doing something brand new. We're not sacrificing anybody for this son of a bitch.
Look,
I don't think this will work.
well, Hamish, we need to try it, right? I mean, if it doesn't work, then maybe we have to try something else. But I mean, what about Mrs. Garrison? You want to, you guys might have a chance at something. You want to give all that up?
Bah, we're not. I don't know. Yeah, I'm from whatever. I'm from Mars. She's from Venus. Whatever that. There was a book about it. I don't know. Look, she and I, we never really. She wants different things. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a whole thing, but it's not a thing. Anywho, let's just say I'm willing to take. Look, I can make the word. Look, you say the word. I'll sacrifice myself. This community lives. She lives. Everything's great, but I don't know how this freezing thing's going to work, and if it doesn't, I don't know how. I don't know if the old rituals work. I don't know. The rituals work because nothing else has worked. Like, that's how you do things. It's the old way. I've never heard of these new ways. I don't know what will happen if the new ways fail. If maybe things don't work out the same way.
I mean, I feel like we should give it a shot, right? I mean,
it's up to you, young lad. There's nothing I can do. I can stand out there and I can sacrifice. That will be literally not. I'm an old man and I'll sacrifice myself for the greater good, but I won't just stand there and look into Clutie's eyes and have my soul destroyed. If you want to try something, you can try it, but if it doesn't work, then you can come to me. I promise. I promise you I'll do what I can. And I will help you destroy this creature. I'll satiate its thirst for humanity. And for life, and I'm okay with the rewards later. I don't need it today.
Well, let's we'll put that in our back pocket, and we're gonna give this other thing a shot, and let's go from there, right? I mean, there's no harm in giving it a try.
All right. Well, if there's anything you need me to do, just let me know. I'm more than willing to help. If there's anything I can, I don't know what I can do. I'm just an old man, but I'm happy to help any way I can.
Is there anything else you can tell us about the Clutie? I mean, anything that you haven't already told us?
I think I've told you everything I know. It's lured by, I don't know, the soul of people. So that will draw it to where you need to go. You can lure it with your soul. And after that, I don't know. Without the ritual will sacrifice your experience and destroy the Clutie's urges. Outside of that, I don't know. You'll just be dragging it on like everyone else. Or we can all leave. I don't want to, but I will if you tell me. We could all just leave. The Clutie will fade away. They need the life. And if they can't get the life, they'll fade away.
Reason it.
Jack's pretty adamant on making sure that we give this a shot. So we're gonna give this a go.
Okay, well, you tell me what you need from me, boys. There's another picture again. It shows up. Oh, there's another picture. Look at this. What happened? And he pours Randy an extra big glass. He's like,
Nice.
Looks like he wants it. He looks very thirsty. He pours himself. Just please don't put yourself in danger. Look, you guys, you are young. You're young boys. You know what? You have your whole life ahead of you. I'm an old man. I'll do what I can to protect you, but you have to be smart. You either let me take my place and let the Kuda go, or we all have to move on to somewhere else. This freezing thing, if you want to try it, that's fine. But if it doesn't work, you know where to find me.
So Randy basically like pulls the whole glass down, and he just kind of pushes the pitcher towards Hamish and says, "Enjoy." And then he just like basically motions to the other guys. He's just like, let's get out of here and get some rest.
I agree.
All right, well, let's do it. He says to Hamish, make sure you get out of here in time.
Well, don't worry. I'm never going to be caught unawares. He's like, knows, like, I know. Who knows? He's like, but trust me, please, if you need something, you know, he writes his address. He actually writes his address down on a napkin. He's like, if you need anything between now and sunrise, you come to Hamish's store. I'll wake up, I promise. There's no way I'll let you down. We have to stop this thing. You're the only ones that have ever believed me. I've told people, I've warned them, and you believe me. And if you come to me, I'll make sure I'll do everything in my power to help you make this right.
Well, we appreciate that. We're gonna go back. We're gonna crash and we're gonna order some supplies and we'll let you know what happens.
All right, gents. Well, a good evening to you. It's been a pleasure speaking with you again. It's time for me to go to bed. He like takes the pitcher and literally downs the rest of the pitcher. He's like, it's a good thing I've got some pastries for home to soak up this Guinness. But I appreciate the sentiment. And he kind of like stumbles out.
Should we help him get home, do you think?
Oh, he's been doing this for years. Believe me, he'll be fine.
All right, that's probably fair. All right. So we head back to the bed and breakfast. I guess crash for the night.
All right, you guys crash. And scene.
Nice.
Is that? I mean, that's right. We're just gonna crash. We're not.
Yeah, because we were waiting for all that other shit to arrive. So
before we crash, send the postcard and tell Edward the new plan. We need a refrigerated truck, one of the shorter, not like a full thing, and we're gonna need.
And it has to have an exit out the top, easily exitable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's pressurized and all that kind of
thing. Yeah, whatever specifications you desire, like if you want it to be like a box truck style with access from XY, whatever you want, let me know.
Yeah, it's like a shipping container, but not like the full, 18-wheeler size. It's maybe about a half size of that.
Okay.
So it'd have to be, completely sealed, hole in the top, and it would have to have the ability for us to deliver the nitrogen to it.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a separate tanker truck that comes up where we can just like fucking pipe it in. I know, like we have an argon tank at work, and they come in with the truck and they hook it up and dump it in. So if, unlike the
yeah, that's a good idea.
Or
Yeah, I think you would have
Yeah.
it. Like, basically, you'd have if you want something like vertical, you have like a half tanker vertical, like sealed, watertight, and then you have some sort of liquid nitrogen flowing in to freeze it, and then you would seal that and then do whatever you do.
right. Yeah. So it's like 2 half containers. One is, has the ability to pump the nitrogen, and then the other one's just the empty.
Yeah,
See-
that's fine. Yeah, you can request that. Yeah,
Awesome. That's what we do.
okay,
Hey,
Sweet.
Cool.
awesome.
Magic freeze.
I'm pretty good. I think we got everything that I wanted accomplished.
All right. Good deal. And old man Brett's getting tired, so
Yeah, man, I've had a really hell of a week, so I'm
Yeah.
ready to go chill.
Me too.
So
cool. Well, thank you guys for jumping in. I know our schedules all
sleepy, and I'll probably shoot some people
Yeah.
in PUBG.
But to make sure, it was kind of choppy. You want to specify in PUBG you're going to shoot people.
I think I'm gonna shoot some other people later.
Cool. It still is choppy. I love it. It still sounds like you're gonna shoot somebody. Not
never shoot
in video
anybody.
games. That's all right.
I'm very good at shooting people against. Anywho, anyway,
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna get going too.
all right, guys.
Have a good night.
I'll see you.
Thanks, guys.
good game, guys.
Until next time.
Yep.
Good game.
Take it easy.
Oh, everyone's leaving.
Everyone's going to leave. And thanks, everybody, for checking it out. And we'll catch you next time.